Fighter number 1, from Hinckley, Ohio, it's Alec
Phillips now will go up against Gabriel Hutchings. Phillips with the ever distinctive Instagram name of DadBodAP.
Every time I see it on Instagram, I forget it's him for a second. I'm like, who is messaging me or liking my stories?
This will be a heavyweight exhibition bout. You're going to see Philip wielding a sword and punch shield in this one. And he talks about a lot in the gym that he trains in, a lot of work put into swords, boxing, and footwork to accompany the sword fighting skill set.
100%. He's also got the famous, hot chicken on his shield. I thought it was a phoenix for the longest time.
Fighter number 2, from Cincinnati, Ohio, it's Gabriel Hutchings.
Hutchings here with a little bit of riz on his walkouts.
A little bit. I love to keep it up with the terminology of the youth. Yes, sir.
I try. It's not always easy, though. I just learned the other day what ratio to mean.
I don't even know what that means.
It's apparently if you get an outsized amount of virality on a social media post to the ratio of the amount of followers you have.
I feel like that's too complicated.
Tail of the tape brought to you by Tennessee Brew Herd. Here you see Hutchings out of Cincinnati, Ohio. Phillips out of Hinckley, Ohio. Very evenly matched in height, in weight, close to each other in years of experience. I think we're going to see a really strong heavyweight fight between the two of these who both really enjoy using the sword and shield combination.
Fighters to the center of the ring. Introduce the fighters. Wearing the gray brigandine, it's Alec Phillips. And his opponent, wearing the red and blue tabard, it's Gabriel Hutchings. As a reminder, both of these fighters are from Ohio. The fighters have agreed to 3 women rounds. If you're taken to the ground, you'll be stood up after 10 seconds. If your clinch isn't active for longer than 4 seconds, you will be separated. No illegal strikes. Defend yourselves at all times and obey the referee at all times. Fighters, do you agree to these terms? Then touch tips and back to your corners. Fighter number 1, are you ready? Fighter number 2, are you ready? And Canton, are you ready for some Ohio on Ohio action? Then start fight.
All right, this fight is underway. You talk about the conditioning of this one. Hutchings said, really worked on my cardio coming into this. Just
a brawl. Fast pace. And he's got that buckler to throw those short foot punches. He's going to come out hard. Alec was prepared this before he get that stay from that takedown.
Phillips staves off the takedown. That's great. And then kind of that thrust punch with the short edge of the shield. And Hutchings says, come and get some, bro.
That's right. He knows Hutchings comes from a melee background. And he's used to going really hard, really, fast at the beginning. So it's going to be interesting to see if he can last this entire time. But being these amateur rounds, he only has a minute. He's doing a great job of going.
So, Gavin, talk about the difference between using the circular shield versus sort of the broad
the long shield. Yeah. So Alec has that long shield where he has more range, more pop with that, as you just saw right there. But while Gabriel has a smaller shield, he doesn't have as much protection, but he can blast that punch over and over. He can get it out when he's in a grapple much easier versus that big long shield. When you're locked up, it's horrible.
Both fighters, there with a lot of use of their shield and making these shield punches. If we take a look at some of the action here that you're going to see in a second, we can get our replay up.
Is the smaller shield also a lot more useful, say, when you get someone down in the ground and pound?
100%. It's so much better just to get those points and make it harder, because when you're getting hit in the face with the armor on, obviously it doesn't hurt as bad as you get hit with, without a helmet. But getting your head ricocheted over and over again by the buckler versus that long shield taking a longer time to come down. Maybe the impact's a little heavier, but like you just said, you can get a lot more pop with that buckler. I love a buckler. Anytime I did melees, it was always a buckler and a short-handed axe. And it depends on your fight style.
And when you mentioned the difference between him coming from melee background, would you go harder as well because you have like substitutions between like rounds in melee or?
Well, melee more of like, melee's anyway, I mean, it goes up to 60 in Europe, but 5-on-5, so there's teams, so you kind of have an assignment. And you can sit there and like, it's more strategy. You guys got to really talk to each other. And when you hit the ground, you're done. You're out.
Yep.
That's the difference. Whereas here,
Round
you
number
keep
2.
fighting.
Fighter number 1, are you ready? Fighter number 2, are you ready? And who's ready for some more violence? Then start fight.
A lot of times when you talk to fighters, you say, hey, like, how have you studied your opponent? They say, oh, I know they like to do this, they like to do that. And Gabriel Hutchings said, I asked him, hey, what do you know about Alec Phillips and how is that changing your fight style? He goes, well, he has a great head of hair, and frankly, that's intimidating.
That's got to be one of the best answers I've ever heard, honestly.
Maybe when they remove their helmets at the end of the fight, we'll get a look at that mane.
Yeah, and it's hard to see that when they've been sweating too, so if it still looks good in the sweat, we're great.
And as someone, Gavin, with a mane, himself, I think there's probably some camaraderie there.
I'm just hoping to get a chance to see his dad bod.
And Alec, so Alec's getting pressed up against the cage. He's throwing those short punches and turning his hips into them while he's going to go for that takedown. Beautiful sweep. Beautiful. Now he's got 10 seconds. He drops that sword. And Gabriel's going to try to minimize his damage by getting that shield hand in front of him.
Yeah, that's incredible ground awareness by Hutchings there to prevent the onslaught and punches. That could have easily just been maybe 7, 8 points.
Yeah.
And I think he maybe got 2, maybe 2.
100%. When you're in that position, when you're in that bad position, the goal, and you can't get up or reverse it, the goal is just to cover up and just minimize the points they can get. And you can still get points from the bottom. You can strike too. A lot of people don't know.
So let's take a look here at some of this action here from the second round.
He stiffed his shield block punch there for a second, but then Alec landed 2 consecutive.
And then here's a look at that takedown we saw.
Beautifully executed. He had a perfect overhook over the head.
And then right away, right? Hutchings
Dropped it.
extends the arm to prevent the hook of Alec Phillips.
And that's experience. That's where that experience comes into play. When you've been in the cage before, you're going to learn to do these things. But so far, I mean, again, I'm so glad I'm not a counter because it's just, there's been fights I've watched and I was like, well, I think it might have went this way. And then they saw it. And then I saw the scorecards after the fight. I was like, oh, that was close. Really close.
10 seconds, fighters, lock and load, and let's go.
So to that point of the experience, you have Phillips with 2 years of experience, Hutchings with 3.5 years. Is there a certain sort of almost like milestone where you're like, I know what I'm doing now?
I would say it depends on the fighter, 100%. Everybody would give you a different answer on that. And there's a point where they're like, dude, I've done this so long, I don't get nervous anymore. I'm just doing it.
Then start fight.
Marshall lifts the flag, and we are underway. Round 3, Alec Phillips, Gabriel Hutchings, heavyweight exhibition amateur fight.
Good shield punch from Alec. Alec's using what he knows works, and he's see how he's going to the side, come back around with that backhand.
And that thrust punch again with that short end of the shield.
Yep.
That'll get you near the throat, right? It can wake you up for sure.
Yep, and Gabriel's doing a good job putting pressure on the head there. He's going to try to pull Alec down. But Alec's look at that sword bend. You see him using that sword against his arm to trap it there. But Alec's got it. Alec's got a beautiful takedown. Beautiful takedown.
And now he'll use the other arm, uses his shield punches rather.
Yeah. It's almost like he was trying to take that shield off, but he wasn't. He was like, I'm just going to get him.
And now he gets up, a little bit more leverage in those final seconds of ground game.
Great repositioning from Alec. Very good repositioning to understand how can I get the most points out of the time I've got. There's that shield punch again.
A lot of point scoring here by Alec Phillips in this third round. And final seconds of the fight.
Stop fighting!
You kind of saw Hutchings there just lose a little bit more wind here.
And they want to get that armor off as quick as possible.
Yep.
It's so hot. So people don't understand how hard it is to even breathe. Here's that replay.
So you'll see in this round here, Phillips with just a lot of energy, a lot of aggression, and quick movement despite natural fatigue by round 3.
100%. Yep.
I was thinking the amount of energy needed when he was holding him off, when he was on top
Just
of him.
to lock up.
Just to lock up, but
Yep.
just to keep them up, like, stop those
Yes.
punches from connecting.
To even defend a takedown, to hit the sprawl, or to stop them from not letting you get down. I mean, it's just so much. Just think about arm wrestling somebody, how much that takes out, but your whole body. It's like, that's what it is. And the weight of the armor.
Plus, give or take 100. And it's give, not take.
After 3 rounds, your winner is Alec.
Congratulations to Alec Phillips with the win tonight against Gabriel Hutchings.